Welcome csc200 W1 Spring 2021. This is a new video for the spring because we have a new dashboard in Goorm and things are going to look a little bit different. So this is going to be setting up our container, setting up a new container, and we'll do this in two parts. So this will be part one of setting up our new container in Goorm. Now, this is what the new dashboard looks like, and it's nice and streamlined, nice and clean. There's no ads or anything. Still the same that it shows your containers here. No, I don't have any. I'm going to create one, but before I do that, I want to go to Documents and Resources, Handouts, and I want to scroll down to Unit 7, and there's two things I want to open up. One is the instructions, and some of this stuff you've done already when you created your account, but we're going to create the container right here, and then we're going to be writing some code. Now, some of this code's right here, and just to avoid any problems, I'm also going to open up this file, which is the Goorm info text, because I would rather copy the code from here. I just feel better doing that. I just think I don't like copying things from a PDF file, even though you can, and even though it doesn't look like it's not working, I would just feel more comfortable doing that. So you could keep both of these files open. These are your instructions, but when you copy code, just go to this text file. And these will stay open even if my Warren closes down after 5 minutes or whatever it does. We're going to go back to our dashboard, and we're going to select the New Container button. And for name, you could just put in Goorm PHP, Goorm with two O's, Goorm PHP. Just one word like that, no dashes, no spaces, no nothing. Just Goorm PHP will be fine. And then for your description, just put in the course, csc200 W1, and you could even put SP21, just so you know it's for the spring. Region, you could leave it on Oregon. Visibility, leave it on public. This could be default, not used. You don't have to do anything here. And the only thing you have to do down here for stack is choose PHP. Just make sure that's selected. It'll say PHP, Ubuntu, and it'll show the Apache server. And we're not going to install anything right now. So just go down here and then create at the bottom right. And this will take a little while. Now what you should do, even though it says run container, just go to dashboard and make sure you see your container and we'll run it for there. And there it is. And then I'm going to hit run. And you'll see your IDE open up in a whole new tab. So you'll still have your dashboard open in this tab, and your IDE will be open up in this tab, and you'll have kind of a files project area, you'll have a terminal area, and you'll have a coding area. Now we're just going to be focusing on the terminal area right now. We're going to be doing some installs in here. And one thing just to point out, if you ever have any issues, this icon here is share this project. What I'd like you to do is go in here and choose share by link, and if you go down here and choose root, I think that's the only thing you have to change. Just make sure this says root, leave that as anyone, and if you ever have any problem doing anything in here, you can copy this link, the workspace link, you can copy it and send it to me, and then I can get in and look at your files. I can log in as you, as root user, I can do installs, I can help you with things, just like I could in Python Anywhere. So make sure you set that up as root, that way I can get in and have more access. So as long as you change that to root, then you could always just send me this link. I think even in the dashboard there's a place where you can send me the link as well, but this is where it's set up. So make sure you do that, and then just go back to project in here, and that's all you have to do. Now we're going to do some installs here, so I'm going to go back to my instructions, and this is the first page. So we set this up. I think we did all this already, so we're back to page 2, and we're going to do this stuff here. And like I said, I would rather copy this from the text file. So this is the text file, so I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to copy this code here. Make sure you don't get any extra spaces or anything like that. And I'll just do Command C, and if you're on Windows, do Control C. And I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to paste it here. Now, one thing I just want to point out here is that when you see this pound sign and you see this root at Goorm, this is your bash command. So when I say go to your bash prompt, this is the bash prompt. Just like in Python Anywhere, we had the bash console and we had the mysql console. This is the bash console. We could do both here, but we're going to be doing bash commands right here. So I'm going to paste this in, and you don't have to put a semicolon. You could just hit enter after you see them. So your commands will show up in white after this pound sign, and then just hit enter. And some of these things will take a while, so I may cut them short, but I'll let you know about how long it took. And that didn't take long. Now, after this went through, it said unable to fetch some archives, maybe run apt-get update. So because it says that, I'm going to do the apt-get update. So I'm going to highlight that, copy it, and then go back and just paste it and run the update. And it seems like it's okay. Once you get back to your prompt, that means you're okay. So I think we're okay. So we got step 1, step 2. Now we're going to do this install the mysql-server. And I'm going to do it from here. And that's the apt install mysql-server. So I'm going to copy that line. And I'm going to paste it. And then hit enter. Okay, and once you see your prompt again, your bash prompt, it means it's okay. We don't see anything that says fail or error or anything like that. You may see some error messages and things that go on, but don't worry about them yet. We're going to go back to our instructions, and we just did this. So we did number 3, and what we're going to do next is do this service MySQL start and just make sure that we can start our MySQL. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it here. And what we want to see here is something that says done and not fail. So let's just see what happens. And that's good. We want to see done. If it says fail, we have an issue. But if it says done, we're good. And that means we can actually type in MySQL and actually start the MySQL prompt. But I'm not going to do that yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just continue with our installs here. So I'll go to the next one, and this is the biggie. This one is the phpmyadmin, and there's going to be different options. It's going to take longer, so we're going to go through and do that. I'm not going to highlight it from here, even though you can, but I've had some weird issues happen, so I'm going to go and highlight it from here and copy it and go back to my tab and just paste it here, and I'm going to hit enter. And I actually had an issue the last time I was practicing this, and I had to do it a couple times. That's what happened. Now I'm going to do this again. I'm going to paste it again and try it again. That happened the last time I did it, and what actually I had to do, I went in here to my actual text file. Now I don't know why this would have any difference, but let me copy it from here and see if it works this time. And it does. I don't know why. I don't know why it works from there. I don't know if it just is the 4th time, but it's working. So it might have been that it took 4 times. It might have been that I had to copy it from there. But here we go. This actually is what we want to do. So what's happening here, it's saying choose the web server. So what we actually want to do, so just hit enter whenever you see the more command. And when you get to this area about the web server, you're going to choose the Apache 2 server. So you're just going to put in 1, and then you're going to hit enter. So what I want to do is type 1. So I'm going to type 1, and that will mean the Apache 2 server. So I'm going to type 1 and hit enter. And now it's okay. And once again, when you see a place that says more, just hit enter. And when you get to this part where it says configure database and it has a yes or no, we're going to put in yes for the db config-common. So put yes. and it says my application password for phpmyadmin. That's the tool we're going to use to work on databases. You're just going to use lowercase root. Now you're not going to see it, so you have to just type it correctly, ROOT, and then hit enter, and then type it again, ROOT, and hit enter. And then you should be good. Now what you could do right now is just type mysql. Make sure that you can get into the prompt, and you can. And I'll just quit out of it, QUIT, and hit enter. And now we're back to our prompt. And what we're going to do next is we're going to start working with phpmyadmin. But I'm going to take a break here, and then I'm going to pick up and I'll work with phpmyadmin in part 2.